Here we go. Here's a big question. Which comic character stands the test of time? I'm going to have everyone on the panel answer this, and then we'll see what Brandon's answer is. And this is one of the staple questions he asks every time. I'm not sure if all 6 or 5 of them are staple questions that are asked in every single one of these, but I know that a couple of them are because every time I hear it, I... Are you ready? You ready to hit that button?
You want me to answer this before playing it?
Yeah, you got to get all ready. I can't tell what you...
Oh, I'm ready.
You have the mouse around?
Yeah, I have the mouse.
Okay. Tony, which comic character stands the test of time?
Superman.
That's a classic answer. Wow, congrats.
You stole my
answer. Is there any reason why?
It was the first thing that popped in my head that wasn't modern day woke bull.
Yeah. All right, Mint. That Superman's your answer?
Changing it now to Batman because he stole mine.
Cool. I'll round it out. I'll say Spider-Man. Moronic Opinions has said Spider-Man in the chat.
Yes.
TJ Laser said Batman in the chat. All right, let's see what Brandon says and why.
It'd be Static Shock. That's one of my favorite heroes. He wasn't tokenized. He didn't change who he was. He was, he's a black brother. So somebody that I definitely love to.
What do you guys think of that?
Oh.
Static Shock, classic comic character, stands the test of time. Was here at the beginning of time, it feels like, and will be here when it's over.
We didn't ask for your favorite character, dude.
Do you want to know why he answered Static Shock?
Okay. Why?
Because Eric July's favorite character is Static Shock.
Of course it is.
Because Eric July grew up watching Static Shock on TV, and that was the first character. And Eric July, as stupid as he is, he goes, I watched Static Shock, and for the first time, I saw representation. I seen a guy who was a black kid growing up in a neighborhood, and I said, I could be just like him. So Eric July, who always complains and bitches and moans about representation, actually...
His name's not Static Shock. It's just Static. The show is called Static Shock.
Yeah. So
he's just like it's a cartoon is his answer. I guess that's what I think is the most prevalent sore spot of the answer. This motherfucker not reading the new Static books about him saving Dakota, like disconnected from the DC universe. He watched a cartoon once. So did Eric. Eric didn't read any Static, right?
I'm sure they watched the cartoon together. They were holding hands on the way home.
You should wear this for the show. You should put it on.
Riley, I think we found something out. We figured something out, Riley, on this show.
Yeah.
Remember, Eric July said he had a gay friend in high school.
Dude, do you think that's what it is? Do you think that he's still holding water for this guy and that's why he works in the warehouse? He's like, yeah, Eric, anything you need.
Yeah. You protected me in high school. You kept them bullies from beating me up. Maybe that's why his eyes are cross-eyed. Maybe he had normal eyes. They beat him up till his eyes got crossed.
Yeah. How does Extra Hero's got a great comment here. How does Static Shock stand the test of time when there's only been one adaptation? Static is an anti-gun superhero, anti-gangs, which Eric is a gang member. I guess, do you think that Eric maybe views himself as a sort of a Static Shock because he got his powers of being an obnoxious asshole from the same gangs that got everybody else that he was working with and jailed, but now he's famous and rich? So it's like he survived his big bang and he's a bang baby.
He's a big baby.
He's a bang baby.
Maybe.
Eric July. He's not an XF. He's a bang baby. I'm gonna start calling Isom's bang babies and stuff, like Static verbiage. We have a Static Shock-esque character in my book that Mint hasn't finished designing yet, but it's gonna be great.
He's cool. He's a cool guy.
What's cool about him, huh?
Well, do I want to give away details?
Frog Tony is the perfect guest to give this detail away to. One of the members of Safety First is named Electric Fish. And it's a very classic, Static aesthetic this character has. You can take that off. Okay. So I love Static. That's such a beautiful answer. Static's a great character. And is sort of the opposite of everything that Eric and his friends are as a person. As Sandman points out, the entire point of Milestone Comics.
You said
The entire point of Milestone Comics was to further further diversity in the comic making process. I can't read, man. You gotta bear with me. Okay?
All right. Let's take it off.
Riley on point. Static would fight Eric. So, okay, the hesitation is because I know as a fan, I can't tell this when Frog Tony has to read some comments, but from behind the scenes, now I can see this shit. And it's, man, every time you have to click a button, it hides the entire comment. So I'll start to read it. You'll go over there and hide it so that I stop and stutter like a.
Okay.
And then it shows on the screen and then I can read it. But if you keep doing that, I'll look stupid every time. And I look dumb enough on my own. All right, Frog Tony is gone.
Okay.
Yeah, he had to move his own show back, so he's probably just running late on time, or he just doesn't want to hear Mint keep making all these mistakes I have to reprimand her for.
Are you ready to go?
Yeah.
All right.
To watch growing up, and I wish they did more with them.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah, he didn't have he ends it with to watch growing up, which is just the poignant part for me. These are not comic fans. These are just people that Eric knows in real life, who he hired to infiltrate indie comics and take over the scene because he has a bunch of people who work for him diligently and not for comic books. None of them give a about the product about the quality of the product. None of them give a about it, and none of them are going to ever work on improving it at any level. None of the people involved in the Rippaverse seem to have any interest at all in comic books. Not even Eric July, who says he does, but ultimately, if you peel back the layers of him talking about popular IP, he's usually referring to comic books and movies. I mean, comic book adaptations like cartoons and movies, and not comic books themselves, because I don't think that he's actually a fan of comic books.
No.
Wait until Mint starts reviewing more and more comic books. You'll see how many references she makes to comic books and comic book characters and how annoying she can be about like an interest.
Yes.
And I know that hers is maximized because she's autistic. It's more concentrated interest. But the big thing is probably going to be that you'll get to see what it's like for someone who's truly into something or not into something, like has a real opinion about it, expressing that opinion. Unlike, again, a lot of these people who even Mint wants to get along with, but I don't watch an Anna video and feel like she gives a shit about what she's talking about.
She knows a lot. She knows
a bunch, but I mean, what's it take to memorize that rote memorization of details and concepts?
A lot, actually. It takes a lot. It takes
fine. I mean, look, Anna's obviously way more into everything she likes than Eric is into comics. Like, Eric July doesn't even get close to how much Anna likes Star Wars, you know? So it's different when Anna's bashing it versus when Eric's bashing it, and I understand that, and but they're all tourists, like Eric Laser. Like TJ Laser says, Eric and his ilk are tourists. Yeah. All right, Tony's back. We have him.
Oh, your internet's screwing up.
You know, it is what it is. Let's get on to the video with this question. What IP do you recommend to others and why? What's your answers? Tony, you can start.
That's a really weird question. What IP?
That's not a standard question. That's not that's not an FAQ, Tony.
No, what intellectual property do you recommend to others? I mean,
not comic book, because they don't read them. You missed me
Dante's Inferno.
But it's just IP, right? That's the fascination Eric has. He doesn't like or care about any format in particular. He's just as happy to see like a really cartoon of his get made by Daily Wire as he would be to make a comic. But he just wants to he's like, I like Static, the IP. Anyway.
You know what IP I like? I like the biggest problem in universe IP because it helps me with my livelihood.
Yeah, that's a good one.
My livelihood.
Power Rangers is mine. I think it stands the test of time too.
Oh God, there's so many IPs. Which one do I want to recommend? There's so many good ones. Okay, how about Psycho? The 1960 Psycho. That's the IP.
That is an IP. There's a bunch of sequels and a TV show and everything that you haven't watched yet, but you will presumably.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Psycho is your what?
No. My first thought was Steven Universe, and then
okay. I was like, that was such a weird.
My first thought was Steven Universe because of the world building, and everyone hates on it, and so I want to watch it more.
Okay.
And also,
you haven't reviewed it, so you're just talking out of your ass.
I've seen all 5 seasons.
There's 5 seasons.
Yes,
shit?
and there's also a TV. I think there's another TV show that I haven't seen, and also a movie as well.
Okay.
There's a lot.
Let's see what IP Brandon recommends. We have to change this episode's about Brandon.
I don't really watch many comic book movies anymore. You know, Marvel. I got done with that after Endgame. So
Was it?
right now,
That was like 20 films, right?
Yes.
He got done with it after that?
I think so.
What does that answer mean? Like, why even include any of that? Is this the only chance in the interview questions that he was handed on a piece of paper that he recorded answers for on a web camera? Was this the only time he could slip in that he doesn't like Marvel and DC anymore?
Oh my.
What does this have to do with the fucking question?
What's your favorite? Well, here are some properties that I hate.
And what IP would you recommend? Not Marvel, not after the first 22 films. What's that mean? What a retard. That's like a whole season of television, 2 seasons of an anime. You absolutely recommend that IP. Why even bring it up? Tony, what do you think of that?
I think he just, he wants to impress Eric. He wants to give that answer that Eric's going to pat him on the head for. Like, that's right. We don't like Marvel because we got our own IP.
Yeah.
Everyone should just answer what IP they recommend. Rippaverse, right? That should just be the answer.
I think that's you'll start to get at, as you go through these videos, that he kind of wants everybody to say that that's the answer. Like, oh, that's the best comic book. That's the first comic book. So let's continue with this video. It's so fascinating that his answer isn't an answer. So girls do this mostly. But if you ask someone, oh, are you hungry? And they're like, I don't know what I want to eat. It's like not the answer to the question. It's just a totally different, like it's called schizophrenia actually, and all women are born with it. And it's when you ask a question and you get a totally unrelated answer because they've gone 3 steps or 2 steps ahead of you in the conversation in their head. Do you experience this a lot, Tony?
I do this a lot.
Shit.
That's why I don't ask questions that aren't multiple choice to women. That's the secret. If you give them the options, they'll
it's like, are you hungry? Yes or no? And men will go, I don't know what I want to eat. It's like, that wasn't really a question that someone asked you.
No, see, that's why you have to skip all that, Riley. You have to just go, I'm going to McDonald's. Do you want me to bring you something back? So you skipped all of the are you hungry questions, all of the what do you want to eat. You're telling her what you're eating. Now you have to hope that she knows what the menu is at McDonald's.
You're right. I'm going to do that now. Fuck you, Mint. No more choice for you.
Good. I don't want any choices.
Well, there you go. Let's see what the rest of his answer. Let's see what his actual answer is. I know that was just some weird neurotic impulse he has to try to placate Eric July's opinions before giving an answer. But let's see what IP he would recommend.
Now, some of my favorite shows to watch is Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's one of my top favorite shows. I try to watch it every lunch break.
Okay.
I also like to watch Supernatural. I know a lot of people don't like that. It lasted too long for some people. But for me, I really enjoyed that show. Also, I like to watch American Dad. I think it's really funny. Steve, when he's singing, it's the funniest thing to me. But really, I don't really watch any other shows. I don't watch like Game of Thrones or all of the hyped up shows or anything like that. I try to stay away from that stuff.
Pause it. All right. So he mentioned Supernatural, which I also watched.
I do too. Did
you would be surprised, shocked, even to know that Supernatural is filled with gay undertones in the show.
Of course,
his favorite show, the show that he's recommending, is the one filled with the gay undertones. It's almost
what? Yeah, I recommend it too, but gaily. Like I recommend it to you in a homosexual fashion.
No, but I'm just saying his answer of playing.
Yeah.
What was it? GTA with Eric for hours and hours, and then baseball with Eric. In the room for long, hard hours, and now this gay undertone show, and handling the wood at Eric's warehouse. It's almost like Brandon's trying to tell us something.
He's definitely got his mind on one thing, okay, and it's having sex with Eric July. All right, man, let's play. I think this guy's actually in love with Eric. We'll go deeper on him, but he's got some posts where
That's what Eric told him. I'll go deeper on you.
Yeah.
All right, I have an observation before we go. So like 2 of the shows that you mentioned were comedies.
Yes.
And then
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and American
Dad.
Guy.
American Guy, whatever.
American Dad. Continue.
And then like he's like, I don't watch drama shows. And I'm like, well, that's where good writing's at.
He's like, I don't watch HBO. I don't like pristine entertainment. Okay, I'm not gonna watch your fucking Game of Thrones schlock. You know what? I will watch it, but only the 7th season and only the last episode, and only because I too appreciate a good coffee cup like the ones I bring Eric on set of his YouTube videos.
That's funny. All right, we good? Let's keep on going.
I also watch some movies. My favorite movie is Iron Man in the MCU. That's,
Is this the same question still?
Yes, still same question.
And he started with, I don't watch the MCU, right?
Yes.
And he's ended with and Iron Man, which I love, and
it's the first
would recommend. This is the first Iron Man. Just answer that then. The answer to this question was Iron Man, but the first one through maybe like Age of Ultron. Actually, you know what? I stopped at Endgame, and then that's it. The question's over. You did it. You answered it, and you sound like you know what you're talking about. But he's answered the question 7 times, and now he's contradicting himself. Welcome back, Tony.
Thank you.
We'll just roll through.
I don't know what the hell's going on.
That's fine. You just pop in and out, whatever.
Let's continue. Moronic Opinion says the question was asking a single IP. He has given several.
Yeah, and he's looking in several directions. So maybe he's looking at 2 versions of the question, like it's duplified, and he's answering for every version of. Just hit the play. You have to learn to cut me off, Mint.
All right.
I'm gonna get banned from the internet.
Over and over and over again. I mean, there's some other shows or other movies in MCU that I can just put in the background that I watch, but I mean, it's just...
What IP would you recommend? Oh, the first 22 films of the MCU.
But not anything past phase 3.
Does he not realize this was in the same 19 seconds of filming? Did he watch it back before he sent it to Eric? Do you think this is just one like cell phone video of him reading a piece of paper?
Yeah.
You're right. It is. What am I thinking? For a second I thought like maybe they wrote responses. Like no. Never mind. I give my enemies far, far too much credit because I'm so much smarter than they are. It's a trait I've been trying to break.
Ready to go? Ba-doom, let's go.
I don't really sit down and watch it like I watch Iron Man. Don't really watch anything from DC. Like I'm not really a DC guy. I hate Batman. I know people are gonna hate that, but I hate Batman.
See, a cool like an interesting idea, maybe an interesting take conceptually, but a totally useless fucking place for it. Maybe rant about not liking Batman when you talk about how Static is your legacy character that you think stands the test of time. Be like, I know everybody likes Batman, but not me. These people are fucked. These people are just, their brains don't work. What do you think of that? What do you think of not liking Batman? Do you think that that's like a good answer to the question, what IP would you recommend? Because he's still answering that question.
It's the perfect answer. He's gonna go through all the superheroes and say don't like them, like I.
It'd be like not even Mint's this bad. If I was like, hey, what do you want to eat? And she was like, I don't watch Game of Thrones. I'd be fucking so mad. I think I would start to see red more than I already see red. All right.
Superman's okay, I guess. I like Wonder Woman. I did like the first Wonder Woman film.
Why?
But after the second one, I just gave up.
Okay, wow. Who likes the Wonder Woman films?
Who gives a shit? What a stupid answer. Fucking sucked.
Think about it. He doesn't like Batman. He doesn't like Batman. He doesn't like Superman. But he likes Wonder Woman. Come on.
Yeah. What kind of shit is that? He can't relate to the idea of a strong masculine figure, but he can relate to the idea of like women or bitches, maybe. To give him some credit, I agree.
That guy. I just think he needs to stop liking Wonder Woman.
I just think Eric needs to move him into a creative position because his talents are clearly being wasted talking about the warehouse.
It's true. Very much true.